Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great Monday, a great start to the week. Well, ours is like a broken record, just like the last week or so. Really slow in the morning, not really getting much going, and then finish up the day strong. So eventually, that's going to change. The market's going to change. Things are going to be a little different here, but as long as we're able to take advantage of the cycles that we're in, and we know where our strengths lie, and we can maximize that potential, we're gonna be just fine. Because I know, guys, I get some emails, and it's like, why you even try to trade, opening range when it's not working? And that's my setup. I'm gonna keep trading it because eventually it's gonna come back around. But it's not costing me anything. You gotta trade it. If there's no follow through, then hey, fine, no follow through. But when it comes back around, you don't want to be so out of it that it's not happening for you. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because it works. I'm putting money in the bank, and that's all that matters. All right. So the question I got for you guys today is, are you teachable? And this is a very important question. This is a big reason why a lot of people that try and get into trading, they take these classes, they can't do anything. They can't get out of their own way because they're not teachable. They're not open to learning. Well, they're open to hearing new information, but they're unwilling to apply it. It's like they hear somebody that's, successful, that's already doing it, and they listen to what they say, and they're like, well, you know what? I like doing it this way. I like doing it that way. And the reality is they're not successful, which is why they're taking the class or they're trying to learn from somebody anyway. So with that attitude, they're not teachable. And I know that firsthand. Because when I was making the transition from industry to the classroom to be a teacher, that was my biggest issue. I didn't feel anybody could teach me anything because I was an expert in my field, in my industry. I was like, I've got this knowledge. What can you tell me that's going to help me? And it took a minute for me to understand that I don't know how to teach. And I need these guys that are teachers to teach me what I need to know so that I can share what I've learned. I can share what the knowledge that I have and the professionalism that I have in the classroom. So I know firsthand what it means and what it feels to be not teachable and why I had to change that. Because when you learn something, you want to be able to apply it, not criticize it, not critique it, but apply it to what you're doing. There's no way you're going to know whether it's going to work for you or not unless you apply it. Case in point, last week in our Roadmap to Success series, I gave the members an exercise. And by Friday, there was, I was getting question after question about, well, what if this happens or what if that happens? And in the class, it was a simple setup. If it triggers, enter. You have this stop and this profit target. That's it. It's the same for every trade. And the goal was to practice execution, to make a habit of executing trades when they set up without thinking and hitting your targets without sitting there thinking or trying to overanalyze anything. And even today, I'm getting PMs about, what if the ATR is too big, or what if the RSI is over 70 or under 20? You're bringing stuff in it that shouldn't be there. So you're trying to add your own sauce to this taco when you don't really need to. You just follow the plan. And if you're unable to do that, then you have to work on your teachable attitude. And it's always something, with that. Those people that aren't teachable tend to reach a certain point and never get any further. They never get any further in life because they're unwilling to continue to learn. Trading is a lifelong learning, a lifelong learning profession. We're going to have to continue to learn because technology is continually evolving. The market's evolving. It's getting harder and harder to actually make the trades that were so easy to make 3 years ago. So if we're not teachable, we have to make sure that we become teachable. And you have to be willing to put into action the things that you learn. All right, so let's take a look at today. This morning, I was just out of sorts. We had a big weekend, was tired, actually came back and fell asleep after I dropped my son off, and I didn't get started till late. I didn't wake up till like 8:45. So, I was just out of it. And that's pretty much why, I said I'm just not going to worry about the opening range trades. And just try to wait for a secondary move. I just wasn't really in tune. And, when that happens, it's best to just sit back and wait. And that's what we did here. Here was the opening range. Now, we could have gotten an opening range trade here, a good 1.5. It would have hit the first target before it came back and stopped us out at break even. But then the secondary move, it practically did the same thing. We get in on the secondary move, didn't quite make it to make a new high, but it hit my target. Or either I took it off because it was struggling. I took some off a couple cents before the target. And then we came back and got stopped out of break even. And then this pretty much sold off the rest of the day. I completely missed this move. I didn't really stay connected with it or in tune with it. But coming out of lunch, I should have nailed this. This is what I look for. So I was just out of sorts today. Really wasn't really connected with the market. I wasn't feeling, in tune, and just missed this. And you guys know, this is a beautiful move, and these are the ones that I look for. Just because a long didn't work doesn't mean I won't flip it short and go. But really solid move coming out of lunch. And I think a couple of guys in the community got it. So you guys did a really good job catching the secondary. Well, not the secondary move, but the trend continuation. Textbook trend continuation move. Now, again, our saving grace was the earnings play, the earnings strategy. Now, right now, the strategy is working like a charm. But once too many people figure this out, big money is going to start doing something else. There is a pattern that the stocks put in that are reporting earnings later in the day. Now, not all of them do it. I have to look at the ones that are on earnings. And I'm going to go through the class again on Wednesday. Now, the class is already there for you guys that are members. All you have to do is sit there and watch it. And a lot of people are asking me questions that are answered in the class. And they should be asking more questions about application and, managing it. But I'm going to do it again. We're going to have the roadmap on Wednesday. We're going to cover a little bit. The follow up with the exercise because we're still working with that. And I'm going to do another class on these earnings, from A to Z. so you guys know exactly what patterns I'm looking for. And I shared them with you last week. There's a certain pattern that I look for stocks that are going to gap up and stocks that are going to gap down. And they have to put that in. And that's why I say some stocks I will not trade. They may end up working, but I won't trade them because the price action during the day kind of showed me something I didn't like. And, I stay away from it. So these are things that, we're going to go over, and I'm going to try to make sure all of you guys understand. Now, you have to understand you're taking a little bit larger risk. So if you have a smaller account, this is why I wouldn't trade these when I had, the $1,000 or $1,500 that we started with. I wouldn't trade these. These are not the trades that you would do in those accounts. That's why I waited till we got, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in it before we started trading these. So this was a really nice one. This is one of those that could have gone either way. This was a company that's not going to make any money, profit-wise for the year, but it beat on earnings and beat on revenue. So it was just going to depend on how the market was going to digest this. And so it digested it. It set up for it to go long. And, I was thinking earlier that it would go down. But when I looked at the chart, it was telling me something else. So, again, we got to get in before the close. So I got in. I honestly thought we were going to hold up on the 200, but it dipped a little bit more. But got in and just hit our profit targets. Now, the final one was at 39, but we never did get up there. When it started to pull back, I went ahead and took the last little 50 shares off. But solid trade. It's what we see over and over and over again. But like I said, not everyone works. Not everyone's going to be a winner. And the same way, this was how much did we make on this? $800 winner. Could have easily been a $300 loser if it went the wrong way. So, that's what you guys have to understand. There's risk involved. It's not a guessing game. We have an edge. We do the things that we need to do to make sure we maintain that edge. And put ourselves in a position where we can make profit. But this time, the last couple of times, these things have worked flawlessly. So we ended the day just under $900, $897.87. A really, really nice day. I really enjoyed that. Now, one thing I do want to share, I forgot. I was actually looking to get in this for an all-day hold, right around this level in my main account. I'm focusing on day trading in the small account because that's, where I'm dedicated to helping you guys. And I'm looking for all-day holds that I could get in and not have to manage, all that much. And I was actually looking to take this long on an all-day hold. But fortunately, I didn't get in. I kind of missed it. Like I said, I slept and kind of missed it. And I'm thankful I did because it would have stopped me out. And so, this is just a testament of how we have to adapt. We may have a good look. Things may be looking good going one way, but we've got to adapt. Sometimes we adapt and apply it good. This time I didn't. I never did get back on track. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for me tonight. You guys have a great night, great evening, and I will catch you guys in the morning.